What up, everybody? Duck here. Welcome to the stream. Hope everybody's having a good weekend. Good Sunday. Yeah. Little pump action on Bitcoin, huh? This past 4-hour candle is engulfing the previous price action, right? So a very nice engulfing candle to the upside. A little move of about 7% at its peak from low to high. Right now, just kind of waning here sideways, trying to figure out what to do. Maybe you even come back and do a small retrace of this previous just local kind of chop, previous resistance high. Maybe you come down in the next candle and just back test that as support before you completely leave this area. It's looking pretty good here. Okay, so small little retrace would only be that'd be like a $600-700 retrace. Okay, nothing crazy. It could happen, don't worry about it. Right now it looks like this cipher is playing out really nice. So a couple things here to note on that cipher is you not only got a 786 retrace on from the major swing low X to the swing high C, you retraced 78.6% of the way back down. Does that make sense? So you got the 786 there, and then you also got the 618 here, which is even just as big, if not bigger, and that comes from the swing low B to the swing high C. You retraced, here's 100%, well, you went 161.8% of the way down. So you got the golden mean ratio. So let's just take a quick look at that. Let me just erase that range real quick so you could see this a little easier. Okay, so first we'll start with the larger structure from the swing low X all the way up to the swing high C. You'll see this blue area here is the 786. Okay, so that's your swing, that's from X to C. You got the 786. Okay, so we could even mark that with a, well, that blue line that's there is coming from the shark. So the cipher needs its own little line right there. See that? This blue line comes from this D point. Okay, so now we have another D point, and they're both at the same spot. Come on, bro. So then we take another fib from the B anchor point to the C high, and you're gonna see we hit this 1618 down here on the blue line, which lands right on this other blue line. You see that? Very much convergence. Okay, coinciding, overlapping fibs. Okay, and you basically got this like you know, this swing failure pattern, swing low failure, where you had this low on price, lower low on price, immediately higher low on price on those same three candles, put in that low right into those fib zones, and then, you know, that was that, right? We rallied from there. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to do this, and then we rallied from there. Okay, so currently, if this cipher is a cipher, which it absolutely is a cipher, you got a 50% retrace on the B. You got a 1272 up top with the bearish divergence. You got the 1618, 786 on the bottom. Bro, that's a cipher. So if I were a cipher, I would be targeting myself. Whoops. I would be targeting this A and C high, which is this gray box. Okay, the bottom of this box makes up the A point, and the top of the box makes up the C high point. Does that make sense? Okay, so just another visual way for you guys to see that. Sorry, 1 second here. Taking a look in the harmonic pattern strategy book by Casey Stubbs that a good majority of you own, and I'm just wondering. Okay, right here, take right. Yeah, he's got the same things. He's got the A and the C high. So we're approaching that A, right? That A is right there in sights. You almost hit it already. You know what I mean? You hit that like previous resistance area that was here. This A just slightly out of it, right? It's almost like if it were here, you hit it. You see that? But you were just slightly above it. Okay, so A is definitely a target as far as Casey Stubbs. He would have had that as a target, 34.8, and he would have had this as an entry down here at 30,140. Okay, so that's just a low time frame. Doesn't mean you have to exit completely. You could just take some off. You could open a head short and you can keep your long, because ideally this is not going to sell back off that far. You're going to come up here and you're going to hit this downsloping trend line, and you might reject it just to come back and test this, right? But then you're going to get above this, okay? So you don't have to exit your position, right? This is, if this is going to go, because you're talking about a larger harmonic structure also pushing you up, okay? So this one has higher targets, right? They're up here and up here. So that pops you outside of this downsloping trend line and back testing it and then rallying, okay? So you don't have to sell all of your position, okay? We're looking for much higher prices, okay? This is just this range, right? This range we've been in forever, right? So the range, we just take our parallel channel here and basically, you know, just have some large range, right? Where we bottomed right at that, all those fibs were right at the range bottom also, right? So everything was lining up there. So now these targets, A and C high targets, is simply that range midpoint, okay? So you bounce up here, you hit this range midpoint, and maybe you reject it, but you just get on this downsloping trend line, and then that allows you to get above it, right? Something like that. I don't know, but that's kind of what we want to see, right? We need to get above this range midpoint, right? This big cluster area of choppiness. Okay, so yeah, I mean, so far so good. Bitcoin's looking good. I'd say that we just need to take over that area, 35,000, 35,550, basically 35,550, something like that. Let's just see if we can get above that, and if we can, I mean, that's a huge step. That's a huge step, because that would mean not only are we above the downsloping trend line, right? The downsloping trend line, we would be above that, but we would also be above the midpoint, right? Above the midpoint. So we want to make sure those are two huge battles to win. If we can get that and backtest this thing as support, right? Backtest this as support, we're going to see this range high. And now that's 440K is at. Then maybe we backtest this previous stuff, right? Little hidden bullish divergence, and then we break through 40K. And if we get above 40, that's when we see 50, all right? So I know that's all sloppy, but it's more about the story, okay? So first order of business, break the down sloping trend line. Second order of business, get above the midpoint, okay? Anything else is just buy any dip right now. If you're not already in, you should have been already in, but I know some of you are not already in. Some of you are even short, right? So, I mean, if you're short on like the 1 minute, you better be in and out of there, but you shouldn't be short on any significant time frame right here. You should be, if you're scalping, I mean, yeah, I guess you could be short, but that's the only reason. And you better be like babysitting it and quickly flipping back long, right? So like, don't be short for too long is what I'm trying to say. Anyways, moving along. Russian Ethereum. Russian Ethereum. Okay, guys, look. We've had So we got a couple things going on here. One, it does look like we broke some low time frame kind of structure here, a little breakout. So that's good to see, but that's not really that significant, but that's a good start, right? So whatever. But on the bottom, we made this wick low, right? We had the wick low, and then we painted a higher low, swing low failure pattern right there. And all that was, you know, basically this is all one big zone here of a buy zone. We're still in it, but yeah, this is just accumulating position here. Looks like low time frame X, A, B, C, D reversal we got in there. Okay, so now we're just looking to get back out of this area. Okay, so next we need to get just above this. Okay, so let's break above these highs here. So we got to get above here, and then above here, and then this is where we get above the downsloping trend line finally and go. See, this downsloping trend line, we've never been able to really break it yet. Okay, so at some point, right, at some point that has to give, right? If not, I mean, we're gonna go back down. If that fails again, right, we can't. So we have some good kind of invalidation point here, right? If you want to call it, like right there. What is that, 1640, even probably a little higher. You probably say 17 at this point. If we lose 1720 even, that's probably gonna do it. 17, call it 17. Okay, if we lose 17, but look, if we lose 17, we're at 1950. If we lose 17, that means Bitcoin probably lost 30, right? So those are our triggers. If Bitcoin loses 30, closes below it on the daily or on the 4 hour, pretty significant, and they start to backtest, like if Bitcoin starts to backtest 30 as resistance on the daily or the 4 hour and starts to sell off from there, again, ETH, Russian Ethereum would be below 17. Everything would be over, right? We would be bailing out. So those are your signs. You know, you don't want to see that. On the upside, again, next target 2K. We might reject 2K initially, okay, and then sell back off, partial decline, and then break through it, okay. Either way, right, we're on our way up, okay. So this is just like a channel now that we're in and ready to hit a heart line, get above it, get to the top of it, right? And ideally that puts us back at that 2250 resistance. That's pretty critical, that we need to get above as well. So just level by level, one layer at a time. But you know, ideally, if this holds up, look, we just said Bitcoin's looking really solid to go up, okay? And ETH USDT up, okay? ETH to BTC, look at this. Oh my god. This is double bottom in this same little range area here, okay? And wow, this is gonna ascend at some point really soon because it's got so much work to do, and Bitcoin's taking off. So if Bitcoin's taking off and this is gonna outperform it, I mean, you gotta send it. You gotta send it. You have no choice. All right, get above this range or midpoint and find yourself at the highs. Okay, so looking for this A high of a cipher, which is exactly what Bitcoin's doing right now, right? Whoops. Bitcoin is on a cipher. Sorry, let me zoom in here. Whoops. Bitcoin on a cipher, okay, looking for the A high. All right, well, look at this, just a larger cipher, but that's the exact same thing. It's just barely starting, bro, barely. You gotta take a shot on that one. You just, every time, just keep taking shots like this with stops, you know, Look at this. Like you could take a shot right here and you could have a stop so tight. So tight. First order business range midpoint. Second order business the range high, right? So just here's a 4-to-1. We're only looking for 3-to-1. You're getting 4-to-1 to the midpoint. Just go to the A, okay? Just go to the A. What I mean by A is right here, the A of the cipher. That gives you 6.75 to 1. Tight stops. Okay? You want to have a lot of winners that run with quick losses, quick invalidations, right? You don't want big losses, you want big wins. You want small losses, okay? So find situations where you can minimize your downside and maximize your upside potential. Okay, even higher, targeting the range high on this, which is ideally the C, and probably where it's going to end up. That's 8.36 to 1. Okay, if you only lose 4.5%, if you lose, you gain almost 40. Okay, low side 20, 18. So good trades here. Litecoin. Yeah, looking pretty good here. Painted that wick low. Okay, hit almost, was after that 1272. Kind of hit the 113 shark actually territory. 113. Yeah, 113 sharky. Okay, so if this is a shark, at a minimum, it's going to take you to the 50%. Okay, so at a minimum, if I were a sharky, you'd be going to the 50%. Okay, that's right there. Okay, so let's erase that. That'd be right there. Okay, 50% shark, which means, look at this, you rally all the way up and you hit that 50, and then you sell back off, right? And you back test this downsloping trend line as support, and then you send it. Okay, perfect example of what Litecoin could do. Okay, reject 160, back test this previous area. Oops, let me stop using that stupid pen. Why? Here we go. All right, something like that, right? Where you back test the previous local overhead resistance as support after you break through it, and then hit that 50, partial decline. Look for some kind of hidden bullish divergence right here, and then eventually you find your way up to 200. Okay, so build a position on Litecoin either here or on the back test here, right? You could always simply, if you're not in Litecoin yet, you could wait for that break. Whoops, your stop would be below this previous wick low. You'd be grabbing that back test and you'd be targeting the range high. I mean, 2 to 1. You could have had a better down here, right? 3 to 1 like this, right? 2.5 to 1 still. Tighter stop. Yeah, you got 3.75 to 1. So that's how you would kind of square up some of these targets here on what is this, on Litecoin to USDT. So then we move on to OMG. Same exact structure, right? Where you have this like low, higher low, right? You're building this neckline. Now you just need to break above it, back test it as support, break hook, and then go, right? Go. So yeah, let's see how that plays out. Target 7, 8. Basically every incremental dollar, 7, 8, 9, you'll have some resistance, 10, 12, right? We're just targeting dollar increments right now. AVAX, a lot of these are looking the same right now. Okay, they're all engulfing right now. Everything is engulfing. The daily is about to close in 26 minutes. Okay, everything's engulfing. If you zoom in, right, we're just so zoomed out. You can't hardly tell because we zoom out, bruh. A lot of people are in on the 5 minute shorting this, right? How are you shorting this right now? What the fuck? All right. So big engulfing candle, right? engulfing engulfing the previous 2.5 days of price action, right? Just engulfing that. So you can't be I mean, you gotta have some perspective here, right? You gotta understand where we are in the grand scheme of things, right? This is like what we've been waiting for this whole time. We just jumped the gun a little early, right? We got so excited. But before we got all worked up, right? We were just like, we found it right here, right? And we were like, oh, this is it. This is it. And it is. That's exactly what this still looks like. We just jumped a little early, right? But overall, like, this is the exact type of like double bottoming structure that we're looking for, right? Here's that like belly and then that torso area, right? Big dragon-esque structures, right? So okay. Next, you just need to break above $11 and you'll be in business here on AVAX. Okay. FTM, same thing. All these looking exactly the same right now, dude. There's like nothing you almost don't even, you just hide the ticker, right? Hide the ticker, cover it up, and just stop below the low of the structure. Okay, find your structure here and put the stop below it. Okay, that's it. Buy, put the stop below on like 30 alts if you want right now. I don't care because they all look the same. Just pick your favorite one and go, right? FTT taking off, bam, already up 7%, about to break this down sloping trend line, and then aiming for this overhead resistance at 27, and then ultimately 33. I mean, everything, let's make it rain. Everything looking good here. So let's talk to me, Magic 8 Ball. Magic 8. My boy Cowboy was wondering if we were going to be able to see, you know, some price action to the upside here on Bitcoin, Ethereum, all these, you know, shit coins. What's the deal, Magic 8 Ball? Magic 8 Ball said buy more. So, I mean, sure. I like it. I like it. Magic 8 Ball's been on point all week, so no sense looking back right now when we're engulfing, right? Up 7%, and that's on the current day. You're about to start a new day, and that's going to bring in some volatility, right? XLM, again, you're just creating this upsloping channel. This is what we painted last night when we looked at this, or last time we looked at this, whenever it was. So we got to get above this overhead resistance. It creates a measured move, right? This is all we did right here is we took this measured move from the low point of the structure to the neckline, okay, to this price action resistance here, and we just clone that and we bring it up to the breakout point, and that's your move. And it's probably more like gonna take time, and it'll be more like this, where you'll end up, you know, you'll break out, right? But then as you sell back off, you go up, down, you end up like up here at the same point that and it's this point too. You see that? Jeez, that's sloppy. But you see this resistance point here, and the heart line and the measured move. It's all like one area, right? One coinciding area. X marks the spot. So look for that. That is how we do measured move targets. And then, you know, when you have measured move targets, traders take profit there. I mean, you don't have to like sell everything, but just be aware that there could be a dip there, okay? Be aware that there could be a dip. It's like you get up there and then you back test this again, and then you break through, right? I don't know, something like that, right? But you have that dip, and maybe a back test this, right? And it's the trend line, upsloping trend line, right? So just that kind of thing can happen at a measured move area like that. So just be aware, okay? Be aware. Okay, let's see. Next we have Ave buy zone, right? Ave buy zone looking good. Yeah, we had this big shark, and then we had that small little Gartley. We basically said, you know, we basically said that this is where we would be wanting to load up on a position here. So we loaded up on a position, right? It's looking solid right now. Everything is really, as long as Bitcoin doesn't completely shit the bed, and this wasn't a complete fake out, right? As long as this wasn't an absolute just fake out, we should be fine. But, and again, if we're fine, you're talking about a lot higher prices than what we're looking at. Okay, this is just barely gonna kick it off, right? Like, this could kick off some major stuff here. Okay, so your little buy zone, you could barely see that candle, right? So you're talking some massive 100% gains here, guys, and even more so, right? 150 top of this, 200. Like, this is gonna get crazy as long as Bitcoin holds above 30. Again, if Bitcoin goes below 30, we just flip everything, flip it, short it, 20k, aim for it, right? So we got a first request is for sushi swap. Okay, so sush, before we plot a harmonic, just kind of look at before we were watching this V-shaped recovery, right? We had the V, okay, and then depending on where you paint it here, yeah, no, that's perfect. Actually, I like it. That's actually really nice. Okay, so you had like this V-shaped recovery. You could even make it all the way out to here, right? V-shaped recovery. And now you're getting the, like, that V part is like, is that the atom, the A? Yeah, it's like upside down A, Adam and Eve. So the bowl is the Eve double bottom. So let's take the curve tool and come up somewhere here, something like this. Come down even, look, even with this previous low. Look at that. So that almost looks like the Fibonacci GIF, right? So somebody post go to GIFs on Discord and type in Fibonacci or type in golden mean ratio, and you'll get this GIF. Yeah, fun. Okay, so ideally this just is gonna kind of just ride this up. This would be the channel that, like, you basically would paint, right? Some kind of channel here, and you just ride that channel up depending on its steepness, but that'll vary, that'll develop as further data presents itself. But really, I mean, you have these small levels, right, of resistance that of course you have to deal with. Right, they're gonna present themselves, just these layers, as you make your way up, right? You will find these zones. So look, if you were fibbing this from the local low to high, those are just a bunch of fibs, right? The 236, the 50, the 786, you see that shit? We didn't even fib it before. All right, and then ultimately the one that matters is the top of the whole thing, right? That's where you get the top of this structure, okay? Like if this is an Adam and Eve structure, okay? And then you would take a measured move from this low to this high, and you would put this up here, and this is basically how you get from the bottom of the range to the top of the range, okay? Wow. That's hot. That's hot. Alright, bro. Don't let us down. Magic 8 Ball. Sushi. Yes or no? Fucking ape season. Man, that's kind of a cool little picture right there. How do I do it? Oh, yeah. We could put it like... Put it right there. Someone want to screenshot that? Can you see ape season good enough? Take a screener. That's a good one. Ape season. Alright, let me put this back in the middle. Center you back up. That looks good enough. Good enough. Alright, Magic 8 Ball. Continuing to be bullish. Ape season. Alright. That's sushi. Next, ICP. Look at this shit. What is this? Jesus. But that being said, I don't know who bought up here. This thing somebody bought for $3 grand. What the fuck is going on? All right, let's zoom in to where we buy, and this is up 42% right now. 42 from the lows. Oh, you're already up 60. But yeah, just on the day, you're up 40 somewhere right here. Right here's all this is today. 42% on the day. Something like that. That's today. All right. It's actually even lower. It's this candle because it's marking it to where price is at here. So yeah, you're up 42% on ICP. We entered at like 30, 32, 31, 32, right in this area. Okay. Entered. Oh no, it might have been right here. Entered, just went underwater, came back up. Whatever. Either way, look. We knew what we were doing here, okay? This is looking really nice. Okay, look at this divergence. Okay. Bullish divergence on the MACD and the RSI at all-time low. On multiple oscillators, just even a half-ass rejection or retrace, right, would get you wrecked. What did I do? This. Okay. Even a half-ass rejection here gets you massive gains. Look at this. Even just get back to this. You can't see that right here. Even just get back to this wedge, right? This little like wedge area. Just get back there even, right? Just do that. Boom, something like that. Find yourself at that resistance area, right? Huge. It's 120 to here. Up there, that's 280, 300, right? Massive upside potential. Put a stop right below the low, okay? If this wants to make a lower low, get the fuck out of there, right? Just put a stop below the low, add it to the bags, check back in like 4 weeks, and you'll be up here somewhere, and you'll be just like, whoa, printing. Or you stop out for a small loss, right? Whatever. That's the game we're playing. Large upside potential, minimal downside losses. And really buying it right now is kind of ridiculous. It's up 40. You should have bought on the tweet, not the tweet, the Discord message like 2 days ago, right? Buying ICP now. That's when you buy ICP. Anyways, moving along, we have a request for a link. Chain link engulfing. See what I mean? Like, it really doesn't matter the coin you want me to chart right now, because they're all breaking out. X A, no, I'll fix that. B C 886 over here somewhere. 886 right there. Ideally you would have bought right there. 886 right there. Perfect. Oh, so hard to get it. All right, there's your buy zone on link. Target is still where the target is, 40 bucks. Give me 40. I mean, you're gonna have some resistance before then. You're gonna hit this, you're gonna hit 25, 26. You're gonna hit the top of these, the top of this harmonic, the A and the B, right? You're gonna hit these resistance areas, but eventually you're gonna find yourself at 40 bucks. As long as Bitcoin's above 30K for the next 6 weeks, link will get to 40. All right. So yeah. One more time. Let's not get too greedy here. Magic 8 Ball link. What's up with it? Up or down? Moon. Magic 8 Ball says link moon. That's it. He's a man of few words, the Magic 8 Ball. Man of few words. Yeah, that pretty much does it. Bitcoin. Yeah, we're just looking for that range midpoint that we've been seeking, right? Seeking out the range midpoint. So yeah, let's see if we get it. Let's see if this holds up. Let's see if bidders continue to step in. Shorts, bears, shorts being liquidated. Real bad. And the past, that past 4 hours liquidated a lot of shorts. Somehow these guys get liquidated in such a tight little area, but they managed to, so be it. Fuel for the fire, right? Fuel for our ship, a rocket ship. So yeah, guys, that pretty much does it for the stream. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys are long, or if you get a little pullback here, you can get long. Don't over leverage, don't over position, don't be completely all in, please. Even though we are extremely confident in what we're thinking is going to happen to the upside, we have a Magic 8 Ball and not a crystal ball, right? So even the Magic 8 Ball, the great Magic 8 Ball, can be wrong, okay? So don't do nothing reckless. Just stack and compound them gains, all right? Cool. Well, I will catch you guys back in the Discord. I mean, we've been preparing for this long entry. We've been preparing for this for weeks now, right? Weeks. 37 days, 8 hours, even longer, right? We've been preparing for this moment, right? Don't fail now, all right? All right, guys, have a good rest of the evening. Duck out. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm on a flight tomorrow to Houston, from Houston to San Padre. So I'll be in San Padre all week. Be back. I won't be back at the battle station until like Friday, I think. So this will probably be the last live stream until Friday, but we'll be doing plenty of updates in the Discord, just doing static charts, like that. Cool. Anyone in Padre, hit me up. If not, catch you guys later. Peace. Duck out.